Hey all and sundry, how's it going? Welcome return to the channel, Dylan right here. We have a main bombshell these days, approximately Liz Cheney, that you do now not need to miss, okay? The fact approximately Liz Cheney is popping out and he or she is below a variety of fire proper, now approximately the whole lot that is coming out. Kash Patel surely says that Liz Cheney is going to be in a variety of problem and he is maximum probably going to be the next FBI director. Adam Schiff is also freaking out. Approximately Liz Cheney, and I suppose Adam Schiff and Liz Cheney are each very scared due to the fact Pam Bondi, she just were given confirmed to be the next United States Attorney General, okay? And Adam Schiff requested Pam Bondi approximately. Liz Cheney and matters are about to get virtually loopy, okay? And even Donald Trump and Joe Rogan exposed the truth. Approximately Liz Cheney and approximately Dick Cheney. So we have loads to dive into these days. However, earlier than we do, we're going to examine the Bible. We are going to pray because God comes first. Amen? Comment amen down beneath if you agree with that. Today's Bible reading is Romans 8:28, and we recognize that during all matters, God works for the best of individuals who love him, who've been called in keeping with his cause. Amen. So comment amen down underneath. And now let's soar into the video. All proper men, so Kash Patel without a doubt simply got here out and pointed out Liz Cheney on Fox News with Maria Bartiromo. Let's track in, because this is getting pretty freaking crazy, guys. I want to get your tackle what took place in terms of the January committee, Kash, because you have written an op-ed in this and it seems that Liz Cheney and the committee edited out some critical key records. You're really proper. And it's one of these tragedy for American due to the fact they have been deprived of the fact. Liz Cheney and Cassidy Hutchinson were caught doing the identical thing. And the only transcript from Tony Ornatoa, career mystery provider officer, who testified 2 years in the past corroborating all of that information to be authentic, changed into wormholed with the aid of Liz Cheney. It turns out that the lies Cassidy... What? I assume plenty of stuff's about to pop out, guys. See, Hutchinson and she or he produced, and they used the identical modus operandi to deprive the American humans of the fact. There wishes to be a few. Extreme congressional action. Liz Cheney isn't in Congress anymore. Somebody must be subpoenaing her day after today to ask her what other statistics of innocence she withheld. And Liz Cheney positioned it in her nuclear football and tried to bury it. Whoa, so Kash Patel's pronouncing that Liz Cheney, she will be in a variety of freaking trouble, and he even stated that Liz Cheney is in problem on the Benny Johnson show. Let's tune in, men. Is this illegal? Yes, I turned into the first individual subpoenaed through the unselect committee. My transfer turned into the final one released, even though they wrote to us and my attorneys that we would launch it. And this committee, it doesn't surprise me that they're burying and destroying proof I submitted into my transcript, into my sworn deposition testimony, 5 government reviews from the Biden administration that they excluded from my testimony. The identical issue they did in Colorado once I turned into the lead witness for Donald Trump. Kash Patel, I became simply asked who ought to be investigated first. Take a pay attention as it's not handiest Liz Cheney. Kash, in 10 seconds, who are the 3 human beings that if Congressman Nunes is proper they want to call? Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, and Raskin. Oh, easy day, all day long. Subpoena, their smartphone records, they leaked mine too. So I'm ready for the revenge of reality to come back approximately. That's crazy. They leaked Kash's cell phone facts. Kash is like, properly, we are going once you. It's payback time. This is really quite loopy. This is while Pam Bondi destroyed Adam Schiff. But take a listen to the manner Adam Schiff talks approximately Liz Cheney. I think Adam Schiff is asking Pam Bondi about Liz Cheney to look how they may be gonna go after each Liz and Adam. Let's song in. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Bondi, as you recognize, the Supreme Court in Trump versus United States held, the president has absolute immunity to dedicate crimes in sure core regions of the president's responsibility. One of those middle regions is the Justice Department. So in a breathtakingly dangerous and irresponsible choice, Justice Roberts and the bulk held the president should devote crimes using the Department of Justice and be immune from prosecution. Justice Sotomayor correctly said this new immunity lies about like a loaded weapon. So the fear and the priority we have is that the incoming president will use that loaded weapon, that immunity, to devote crimes via the Department of Justice. And for that reason, It is all of the more vital that we've an attorney well known who has the independence, the power, the intestinal fortitude to mention no to the president when it's far vital. So my first set of questions has to do the independence, to mention no when you have to say no. And you may say this is hypothetical, but it is not hypothetical. So let me start with one very particular non-hypothetical. The president has stated Jack Smith ought to visit prison. Will you check out Jack Smith? Senator, I have not seen the document. I haven't seen the research. I have not looked at anything. It could be irresponsible of me to make a commitment concerning something without. You're a long working towards legal professional without searching at a record. So you will want an authentic predicate to open and research of Jack Smith. Isn't always that proper? Not a summary through you sitting here, yes, sir. And no longer. A summary by the president both, right? Absolutely. So a summary via the president or his choice to research Jack Smith might no longer be enough for you. To open investigation, Jack Smith is that, right? I can observe the information and evidence. Anyways, you recognize, you understand. And 7 years and 7 years. And right here today, Senator 7% of Americans, I handiest have 7 minutes. They sit down to your condo of just sitting right here today, sitting right here nowadays. Are you privy to any real predicate to analyze Jack Smith? Sitting right here nowadays? Sure or no, Senator, I will examine the information and the instances. You can't solution that question. You're not part of the branch, but there's no fear about divulging law enforcement sensitive facts, so simply inform us. Are you aware of an authentic predicate to investigate Jack Smith? Yes or no? Senator. What? I'm hearing on the information is terrible. Do I recognize if he devoted a criminal offense? I actually have now not checked out it. You seem reluctant to answer an easy query. Let me ask you a one-of-a-kind simple query. The president additionally desires to jail Liz Cheney sitting here nowadays. Are you aware about any genuine basis to research Liz Cheney? Yes or no? Senator, it's a hypothetical and I'm not going to answer that question. No, it is not a hypothetical. I'm asking you sitting here nowadays whether or not you are aware of a real predicate to analyze Liz Cheney. Senator, no person has asked me to analyze Liz Cheney. That is a hypothetical. The president has called for it publicly. You are aware of that, are not you? No one has requested me to investigate, however, the president has also involved about this Cheney senator. You recognize what we must be worried approximately. Ms. Bondi, please answer my questions. You are aware about the roof. Ms. Bondi, your robberies are 87% better than the countrywide common. That's what I want to be targeted on, Senator, if I'm confirmed as legal professional fashionable. And what you're suggesting these days by way of your non-solution is you don't have the independence to say no to the president. So permit me ask you a distinct query. In case you're going to be a very good attorney well known to be able to tell tough truths to the president. So my questions now are, can you tell tough fact to the president? So allow me begin with an easy truth that you could speak to the president. Can you inform us? Can you tell him that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election? Can you assert that? Do you have the independence to mention that? Do you have got the gravitas, the stature, the intestinal fortitude to mention Donald Trump? You misplaced the 20 election. Are you able to tell us that right here nowadays, Senator? What I'm able to let you know is I will in no way play politics. You're looking to engage me in a gotcha. I want to talk about the I. I'm satisfied you asked that query. If you may permit me solution what I noticed in Pennsylvania. No, I requested a simple query about big fraud. I can most effective tell you what I noticed in Pennsylvania. I recognize you want to answer a unique query, but my question is, are you able to inform us whether or not there was massive fraud affecting the consequences of the 2020 election? Yes or no? Was there or turned into there no longer? I can tell you what I saw when I went as an advocate to the campaign. That's not my query. So you cannot solution that query. You cannot talk. That even clean reality to us, not to mention to the president. So allow me ask you a unique query. It may also be essential which you supply correct recommendation to the president. Are you organized to recommend the president no longer to pardon those who beat cops? Senator, as I said, the pardons are at the root of the president. We will appearance and we will suggest. I will observe each case on a case with the aid of Case Foundation, and I abhor violence to police officers. So will it be your recommendation to the president, Mr. President? I recognize you stated you. Need to problem hundreds of pardons on day one. Will, it's your advice to the president? No, Mr. President. I need to move over them on a case with the aid of Case Foundation. Do not issue blanket pardons. Will that be your recommendation to the president? Senator, I actually have no longer checked out any of those documents. If showed, I will take a look at the documents for the pardons as well as the ongoing research. And will you be capable of review masses of instances on day one? I will study each file I am of direction. You'll see, will you advise that president? Can I get the query of my query? I would have masses of personnel. He said, of root you need. You will be able to evaluation. I am no longer going to miss. Me this body nor you. I allow me ask every other query you do not want to promote me. A whole lot of her bike may also be quite a few. Like this little it'll additionally be critical for you so that it will keep the information, the evidence of the department. Are you equipped to devote that not one of the proof inside the January 6 research may be destroyed under your watch? Senator, I will observe the law. I can talk over with moral officials inside the branch. See any moral basis to wreck proof inside the January 6 investigation. The white can't you solution the question? Why can you are saying, I decide to this committee. We can by no means ruin the proof inside the January 6 research. Why cannot you supply this committee and the American people that assurance? Are you anxious due to the fact evidence changed into destroyed in opposition to President Trump that was false? Is that why you're anxious now? Why do you've got difficulty answering that question? I can't accept as true with your asking this type of query. Why do you have got difficulty promising to preserve proof at the Department of Justice? Why is that a difficult question? I will comply with the law. It shouldn't be a difficult query. Even Bill O'Reilly came out and said that Kash Patel is salivating to research Liz Cheney. If Kash Patel receives showed as FBI director, Liz Cheney she's no longer going to be sound asleep thoroughly. I'll placed it that manner, men. So allows listen in to Bill O'Reilly and Chris Cuomo speak about this. Well, I do hope he can withstand the sugar excessive of watching his guys go after the individuals who went after him, because that is something that could derail his progress, and I don't want to hear that they can do two matters right away. No, they cannot. They're villains. Liz Cheney is the largest villain in Republican circles there may want to in all likelihood be. Why? Because she's a traitor. And when the House of Representatives stated no, due to the fact she becomes so hateful to Trump and the electorate of Wyoming booted her out, despite the fact that the Cheney-owned family is one of these powerful households in that kingdom. But whilst the Republicans in Congress say she witness tampered, after which the press makes it out like that is some sort of revenge play, if Liz Cheney witness tampered, she deserves the FBI being all over her the front lawn. I'll let you know that right now. And I think there may be enough evidence to move in and check out that what they are calling witness tampering. I mean, I've simplest checked out what they're saying so far. Obviously, they have not produced anything else. Not that that is some new well-known. It's virtually not a criminal standard of witness tampering. And there's no small irony. Yes, it's far. You're going to go after her for, well, depends on what she did. And I do not know. So a ways. Oh, no, Cuomo, you're wrong. I realize what the regulation is. And you're a lawyer. I recognize I am. And I turned into damned properly with it. What I'm announcing is, we'll see. If she did it, if she tried to convince Cassidy Hutchinson, yes. Oh, you supply her due method, absolutely. But if she had tried to convince Cassidy Hutchinson, all proper at the back of closed doorways, that is the allegation, to testify a certain way in the front of the committee, then this girl violated federal regulation, length. That's real, and the FBI must be searching into that. But it's a big F that they don't have evidence of. That's quality. Well, they got to research it. But this is now not what I think they're going to do. I think they may be going to do plenty more than that, and it is no small irony. You're going to head after her for speak me to somebody in a manner you think become irrelevant. But you do not, but the equal humans were K with what Trump did after the election. I simply assume you allow it pass, you received, and begin doing what topics to anybody else.